least got that done. Man, that was really irritating. Never gotten more than that off the second act. Never honestly was fishing for any more. Just tied first, get me the fuck out of here. Plenty more can probably be done with this. I really don't trust the emulation accuracy in this game all that much, at least not to the extent as GH2 and 80s. So just prefacing really what I'm going to say is that I did task the first act Upper Bound on here and it was frame perfect. And by that logic, you might be thinking, as I was, well, why not just go for this because it's probably more lenient than that by perhaps a couple frames even. And I did go for it quite a bit. I don't remember if I got within one frame of it, but regardless, it was just eating way too much time up, and you still have to hit the other squeezes. Not that they're like really very difficult, but overall it just wasn't worth the time investment right now. But that and 253k at the very least should be possible. After that, I did try the nearly ideal path a decent amount. I was getting, I don't think this is the difficult part of it, but I was getting the first act pretty consistently, but I just wasn't able to hit the half bar that follows it. I would have been able to beat this score with the nearly ideal, but it wouldn't have been by much, mainly because to get good enough whammy to hit the first nearly ideal act, I couldn't really afford to use the extended hit window fret trick on the first whammy like I was here, just to get a little bit of extra whammy to completely ensure that I get the first bigger squeeze act. On the nearly ideal act, it is strict enough to where I pretty much needed as good a whammy as I could consistently fish for, at least to make it somewhat consistent. So by doing that, I wasn't completing that yellow sustain and dropping upwards of 15 ticks on that whammy. And so if I remember correctly, I was only ending up with like generally like plus 8 to 16 maybe above this coming out of the nearly ideal first act. And then again, I just wasn't able to hit the half bar to continue the run. So at the end of the day, yeah, obviously I just came back to this, especially after that 914. I knew I could clean this up. It was just really irritating because you have to play that second act whammy very particular. The most annoying part to me is the transition from the green whammy to the red whammy, because you can't afford to drop any ticks there, but you still need, you know, basically perfect whammy to get all the ticks off of the red yellow back end chord. This was the second or third time I've been on this pace. I clearly remember the first time I choked the front end of the fourth act. It was a bummer, but also the third act, it's not strict at all, but being on this tick pace, it just makes fishing for the early whammy pretty nerve-wracking. Last act I really didn't struggle with, even though clearly I'm not using extended hit window here. I can't really afford to risk dropping ticks to set it up. But yeah, I don't know that I ever missed that. That was at least nice, but yeah, just really relieved that I got this done at all. first run after getting that upper bound act. That is insane. Ticks are obviously garbage. Holy shit. 253k, we got it. God damn, I cannot believe I closed out that run. The second act, I guess I just really forgot that I was activating over star power, and man, that had to be like frame perfect that I saved that with that extended hit window on the first note of the following phrase. Holy shit, dude. That last act was also completely impromptu, trying to use extended hit window, just because, ticks were not the main concern. I mean, it would have sucked fucking balls if I had thrown away enough to miss 253k, but I don't really think I actually dropped that many there. I freaked out after the front end, or should I say approaching the front end, when I had committed mentally to using extended hit window there, and all I remembered was that it was, well, I paused to check the path after the last act whammy, but yeah, all I saw and remembered was that it was the third note on the second set of yellow-orange chords, and yeah, I just didn't see or remember that two pretty quick strums followed it, so I had a mini internal freak out there, because pushing front ends like that with extended hit window is really risky when you have even somewhat fast notes behind it if you're not used to it, and that's the first time I've ever used extended hit window there, because all the other runs, just to tie first on the bigger squeeze path, I was obviously needed to hold on to every tick possible. That act isn't really that difficult. I don't think I had any major problems in any of the tick runs, but under that pressure, like, man, that is just so crazy. I closed this out with that second act the way it went. Just getting that fourth act was like pretty nuts under that pressure. So I'm probably done with this. Obviously no reason to mess with the nearly ideal path at this point. Getting an untied first is great. Again, getting 253k is awesome. Yeah, super surprised.